everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Becca if we have never met before, and this is my YouTube channel where I talk about all the houseplant things. Whew, I did that all in one breath basically. So today I have another video for you, and today we're going to be talking about my Philodendron collection, which is a video that I have not wanted to film just because I feel like I don't have cool philodendrons to like show off. And then I realized that that is so not the point of my heart behind these videos, and also not the point of my YouTube channel. I am not here to flash like my cool plants and make people feel bad, because yikes, I would feel awful if I knew that I was doing that. So I just kind of like had a check myself moment and realized if the only reason I wasn't sharing this was because I didn't have cool enough plants, I was kind of going against everything that I like stand for. So, you know, I think that it's good to have these moments where we check ourselves. So today I have a lot of smaller hanging philodendrons. So the philodendron plant family is one of the biggest, most widespread plant families in plants. I'd say right up there with like Hoya and Monstera. And we've all heard of philodendrons, we've all seen a philodendron, I'm sure. There are lots of really common philodendron, which I have, and then, you know, there are the more rare philodendron. So why don't we just get into the video, and I will share with you some care instructions that I do on these plants as I share them, because I think that it's just a little bit difficult to do a philodendron care video, because what I said earlier, there is just such a big, widespread, different varieties of philodendron. So I think that it really comes down to like plant to plant and like leaf shape and all of these things. So let's get right into the video. So this would be the first philodendron in my collection, and it was literally the first philodendron in my collection, and it was not this big. So if you can like section off this big part of the plant and just look at that part, this is a part of the plant that actually grew from a couple of leaves right when I started collecting plants. So that is crazy to me. It has a very similar story to this plant. If you saw that video, I think that it's gonna come out before this video. I talked about this plant in my Plants I'll Never Give Away video. And yeah, so this is honestly, this is another plant that I would be really, really hard, like it would really hurt my heart to get rid of it. Heart leaf, it would hurt my heart. Just like a little inside joke with myself. Okay, so this is a heart leaf philodendron, or a Philodendron cordatum, and I love this plant so much. I actually combined it with another plant that I got in a gift exchange, like a plant gift exchange, which was so cool. And I asked for another, I asked for heartleaf philodendron with the intention to add it into this same pot, which I've been really enjoying doing, like I've said in the past, I really love having bigger, fuller plants and less plants. So bigger plants, less pots. Hey, I think that's like my design mantra for my house. So this is definitely goes along with that. And as you can see, the pot, whoops, I almost dropped it. The pot is actually pretty small, and this foliage is just completely taking over. So this is definitely one of those really, I just exposed myself. All right, listen, you caught me. I wear pajama pants under a put together top. My face is so red. I'm the only one in this room, yet I'm blushing like so hard. Okay. So this is one of those philodendrons that is, one of the basics. It is so easy to care for. I would say that it can handle low light. It is living on this shelf that is 10 feet from an east window. So that is a lot, less bright of a place, dimmer of a place, less bright. And it's doing just fine. It's putting out so much new growth. For this plant, I only water it when the leaves start to curl. So for most of my plants, that is really what I do. I make sure that I don't water it at all until the leaves tell me that the plant is thirsty. That is just like a houseplant hot tip. That has worked out really well for me, and I stopped overwatering plants and like experiencing root rot when I started to do that. So this plant will tell you when it is thirsty. It recently got a drink, so I can't really show you that. I think that all of these are pretty Yeah, all of these got water recently, so we're not gonna be able to see the leaf curl. Which is surprising because usually in my collection videos, I'm like, oh God, I should have watered this before I started filming. Okay, this next pot of plants, this is just a myriad of cuttings of different types of, you know, heart-shaped philodendron leaves. So I'm gonna come up closer and show you, because the thing about this is, okay, at plant swaps, one of the most common things that people will do is bring like tiny little cuttings. When you go to a lot of houseplant swaps, you get a bunch of tiny plants. And if you're like me, I don't like that aesthetic for myself. In my house, it just doesn't really work. So if you are like me and you like less pots, bigger plants, you can combine like plants in one pot, which is what I've done here. So let me come up and show you individually what all of these are. So this section in my hand right here, this is Philodendron Brazil, which is one of the most beautiful and honestly, I think overlooked houseplants. I mean, the leaves on these are so beautiful. And this one is actually, it was reverting back to what looked like a neon philodendron, but we are getting some green back, which I'm happy about. But I kind of liked letting it just do its thing. So that is that little section, and I have more of that back here. And this was an individual plant, this was an individual plant. And here, this is a plant that I have had, this is one of my first house plants ever I got as a cutting from someone. And this is a Philodendron Rio Sport or Silver Stripe. One of those two. Somebody corrected me in my first ever houseplant tour and I don't remember what they said. So the difference here is that the leaves are just slightly more elongated, and instead of, you know, yellow variegation, it's more of a white color. So that would be this. I think that most of this is not in focus. I'm so sorry. But yeah, we have some beautiful, like almost pure white leaves right there. And then the last little section of plants that I have in here, which I will show you, full disclosure, I've had so much trouble with it. I got it in a plant swap. It was a neon philodendron, neon heart-shaped philodendron, and it is down to the last, how many? 4 leaves, and it used to be like a very full 4-inch pot. Like it would have filled this entire pot, but for some reason, it is just not doing great. And you can see we lost the leaf right here. So anyway, this little section of the plant is just not doing great. Everything else is doing awesome, but this one is not. So I'm not sure why it hasn't done as well. It wasn't doing well before I put it in this pot. And actually, I will say, when I started putting it in this pot, that is when it started to turn around and it started to behave better. So I have no idea, but this is one of my favorite pots in my house because it just has so much variety in it and it's so fun to look at. The next plant in my Philodendron collection is this Philodendron micans, which actually was recently renamed, and I don't remember what the name is now called, but it is the Velvetleaf Philodendron, and it definitely earned that name for a reason. It is so velvety. These leaves are so dreamy. I love a velvet leaf philodendron. And as you can see, it's still putting out quite a bit of growth. And I have trimmed this plant twice. And I ordered it from Gabriella Plants online a couple months ago. I did an unboxing about it 7-8 months ago. Anyway, it is grown and it is beautiful. And I will say, for a little while, it wasn't doing super great. And I don't really know what changed. But I don't water this one as well until the leaves start to curl. And I realized that I can't leave it like that for too long. Like some of my plants, I notice that the leaves are curling and I'm like, okay, a few days and then I'll need to water it. But with this plant, the second I notice that the leaves are starting to curl, I know that I need to water it within the next 24 hours. So that is the only difference that I've noticed with the care on this plant specifically. Because the leaves are darker, as you can see, they are like a very, very deep green color. They don't need as much light as other forms of, hanging philodendron. And that has been really nice. This one also lives on this shelf 10 feet from an east window. So it's been doing really great, and actually, no, it doesn't live there anymore. I more recently moved it out to the living room where it lives maybe 4 feet from a west window that is basically completely shaded throughout the day from a big tree. So there's like 0 direct rays of light on this, but it gets some afternoon sun. I really moved it out there because I just wanted a plant on my side table, and so far it's been doing really well. We will have to see. I will be monitoring it. I love feeling it. The tiniest philodendron in my collection is this little philodendron silver sword. Yeah, it's very tiny. I got this in a swap with a friend, a YouTube friend, and it honestly looks like she grew it from seed, but it might just be like an offshoot of one of her other plants. So anyway, this is a silver sword. I'm excited to watch it grow up. Like, I kind of like baby plants because they are less, I mean, they're not less maintenance. They're more maintenance because the pot is smaller, but so why do I like baby plants? I guess I like baby plants because they're fun to watch them grow as they get older. I talked about this one, the OG baby plant. So yeah, I guess it'll be interesting to see how the philodendron silver sword grows. Is this a philodendron? I'm going to double check that. If it's not a philodendron, I'm not putting it in this video because that would be so embarrassing, but I'm pretty sure it is. The next philodendron in my collection is a Philodendron Florida. And in a previous video, I said that it was a Florida ghost because I got excited because I wanted a Florida ghost so bad, and I did not read the fine print because I'm a newbie with philodendrons, like this kind of philodendron. I really only have ever had hanging philodendrons, and this is my first upright philodendron. So just know that as I continue with this video. It is just a beautiful, beautiful plant. I got this on a Plant Purge website, and Plant Purge Facebook page. It is my first and last Purge purchase. I don't really have interest in ever doing that again. The seller that I got it from has a pretty awesome Etsy page, so I will just buy from there from now on. It was very stressful to do the purge, and this is the first plant I've had that has like cool petioles. That is the stem that connects the leaf to the rest of the plant. It has like a reddish hue. I don't think that it's super visible in the camera here because it's very bright right now. But anyway, so this is my Philodendron Florida. And I'm still waiting on this leaf to pop out. I'm not sure when or if it will. Hopefully soon, but yeah. Okay, there are actually two more philodendrons that I completely forgot about. I am not even realizing how many philodendrons I had. So this is a Philodendron Pink Princess, which I actually got as a gift from a friend, and I'm going to be using it as an experimental plant. Stay tuned for that. I'm going to be seeing if I can encourage more pink growth, because as you can see, there is just this pink splash here, and then the rest of these leaves are just a dark burgundy color. We did, however, get a new leaf in here, and it's just kind of hard to tell. Oh, let's focus. It is just kind of hard to tell what coloring it's going to have. We don't want to focus on that, okay? So I guess we will just have to see what this new leaf has to offer us, and it's currently sitting in water. I really need to pot it up, so there's that one. And then another philodendron I completely forgot to mention is a newer plant to me. This is a Philodendron gloriosum, and it is a very, very small variety. I believe that this was grown from seed, maybe by my friend, or maybe it was like an offshoot baby. But anyway, I just wiped my counter, so that's why there's like water on it. But anyway, so it's really, really beautiful. It's putting out these two new leaves, and I'm just interested to see what this looks like as it grows older. But yeah, so I kind of forgot about these, and I wanted to make sure that I included them in the video. All right, and the last philodendron in my collection is my Philodendron Brandy. I haven't said that word out loud in a long time, but it is this really, really beautiful, like variegated philodendron, and half of this plant I got from a friend and half of it I ordered from Steve's Leaves. And I have to say that the one that I ordered from Steve's Leaves was not as happy as the one I got from a friend. Like, the leaves on this one just feel more flimsy, and I don't know what it is exactly. Maybe it didn't fare well in shipping, but it is a more recent plant purchase that I had. Anyway, all of that being said, it's gonna be fine. It'll be happy, and I am going to trellis this so it will be an upright plant, because I've been looking around at how other people have fashioned their brandies, and I've noticed that they have them as upright plants, which I think is a really great idea because they're beautiful and I want to try that too. So let me show you a close-up of these leaves just in case you haven't seen one before. They are really, really beautiful. Get my fingers out of here. See, this leaf is just a little bit bent from transit, and it's been in my house for a couple weeks and it just still is bent. Here's another leaf. This is the half of the plant that came from my Instagram friend. So yeah, there's just a lot going on here, a lot of beautiful leaves, and why is my hand shaking so much? Oh my gosh. So yeah, I'm just really excited to make a trellis for it. I will be, doing the same thing that I did with my Hoya trellis, except I'll probably make it just a little bit bigger because this pot is bigger. But yeah, so that is my philodendron collection. And oh, if you have any care tips on this plant, please let me know because it's new to me. And as I said, it's not doing amazing. I mean, it probably looks like it's doing fine, but these leaves are so thin and I'm just a little bit concerned about it. So if you have any care tips, or if the care is similar to the other, like heart-shaped leaf philodendrons that I have, let me know. And yeah, so I hope that you enjoyed this video and liked seeing my collection with my philodendrons as it is right now. These videos are really fun to just document where my collection is at certain places in time, so I hope that you enjoyed, and maybe in a couple months or a year I will be able to do an updated philodendron collection and we will see these plants again, but they will be much bigger and maybe I'll have a few more cool ones to show. So thank you so much for watching this video. I would love to hear any care tips you have about this plant in the comments down below, and also tell me your favorite philodendron in your collection in the comments down below. All right, I will see you next time. Bye.